Hello and welcome back to my Child Lock series, where my League playtime is restricted by my child's schedule. I'm only able to actively complete tasks while he's asleep, and I'll be AFK skilling while he's awake. With static point targets for ranking up and relics that boost the AFK grind, this League is really catering to those with busy lives. But how far can these benefits take us? Can a full-time mum like me achieve the Dragon Cup? There's only one way to find out. Let's get into it. Last episode, we finished up with 2,600 League points and 122 tasks completed, unlocking our first area, which was Karamja. We also reached Relic 4, where we chose Butler's Bell. The Butler has been collecting resources for me ever since, and I've received some very nice XP drops when collecting from him, like this XP drop after 2 days of collecting and processing ores. Oh, isn't that delicious? Over the last week, I have completed 192 tasks and gained 8,580 League points. This has taken me up to 314 completed tasks and a total of 11,180 points, bumping me into the Steel rank. I've also unlocked 2 areas and 2 more relics, which I'll get into shortly. But first, some task highlights. First of all, I don't know why, but I really loved that I could complete the Defeat a Frog task during the Riveting Tale of a Lily Pad Labour Dispute quest. I love this quest so much, I think it might be my favourite, and it just gave me even more incentive to complete it during this League. So yeah, first task highlight was just a 10-point task, but it was great all the same. The next highlight was the most random task I've ever seen in Leagues, which was to use a herring on a mighty tree. Turns out the mighty tree is the grand tree, and using the herring on the front door completes the task, but why? Why is this a task? I also realised that after all my Yama agility laps on the first day, I hadn't completed the final task of stepping on 666 stones, and I was only 1 lap away, so I completed that task nice and quick. Now on to the 200 pointers. We've achieved level 99 in mining, smithing, cooking, woodcutting, and fishing since our last video, and reached 25 million XP in mining and fishing, and 50 million XP in cooking. We made enough money to pay Sanibok for permanent access to the Karamja dungeon, and we got the heron pet. Hehe, look at me plugging my last video to my friend. I'm such a nerd. Completing those tasks meant being able to unlock a couple more relics, so let's dig into which relics I chose. For Relic 5, I decided to unlock Soul Harvest. This was the suggestion in the guide I watched, and I think it's a good pick. This relic turns any bones or ashes dropped by NPCs into soul shards, and grants soul shards whilst harvesting any farming crop. These shards can be used in place of pure essence while training runecrafting, and can be sacrificed at the libation bowl at the tailor mat for 550 prayer XP. This therefore helps with getting 99 prayer and 99 runecrafting, as I'll be gathering these passively as I complete tasks in the League. The relic I chose for tier 6 was Culling Spree. This relic allows you to choose which Slayer task you would like out of 3 options, meaning I get a little bit more freedom with my Slayer tasks. When I kill a superior Slayer monster, there's a 50% chance that another will spawn, and there's quite a few superior monster related tasks in the League, so this relic will help me to complete those ones. Slayer can be quite a slow grind, especially when you're getting completely random tasks, so having that little bit of control over the task selection will be very beneficial. As for the new areas I chose, my first pick was Kandarin, as I'm looking to get the Devil's Element, which will apply an additional 30% elemental weakness to your target for the elemental spell you're casting, and the Shadow Flame Quadrant, which fires an additional spell attack which deals 40% of the damage of the first attack, which I'll be getting from Thermi. The second unlock was Korend, as I'd like to get the Nature's Recurve bow from Hespori. This bow gives you a 50% chance of restoring your health and prayer by 10% of the damage dealt. My builds are mostly going to be centered around keeping me alive, as I'm quite prone to dying, as we saw in the last video, and especially against the Echo bosses. Finally, we'll take a look at the demonic pacts I've unlocked. Over the last week, I've managed to complete 9 tasks that rewarded me with demonic pacts. These tasks included defeating a hill giant, reaching combat level 50, using the Protect from Melee prayer, defeating Huey once, defeating a steel dragon on Karamja, defeating a Tsar, defeating a demonic gorilla, defeating a mithril dragon, and finally defeating our first echo boss. I went for the amoxylatl first, and while we have defeated the echo version a couple of times, we haven't received the infernal tech paddle yet. So we've got some more work to do there. The pacts are interesting as there's so much you can do with them, and there's the limited ability to reset them all and try something new. I started off by building up the pacts for magic, but segued into the pacts for melee as I'd been doing a lot of Moons of Peril and amoxylatl, which are weak to melee. So I got into a bit of a split state where neither combat styles were particularly strong. So I decided to use one of my resets and build up the melee pacts to start with, so I can have more fun with melee before focusing on mage and range once I've defeated the Ecothermi or Hespori. So let's dig into my new setup. I decided to go with the blind bag build, as the current weapons I own are all over 1 kilogram. So utilising pacts that add buffs to heavy weapons makes sense with my current setup. This first pack gives a 15% chance to trigger a blind bag effect, which automatically attacks your current target with a random heavy melee weapon in your inventory as if you've equipped it. This is then buffed with a 2% increase in the chance of blind bag triggering for each unique heavy weapon in my inventory, up to a total of 10%. Finally, we have an increase of 2% on our max hits for each unique heavy melee weapon in my inventory, up to a maximum of 10%. So ensuring I have 5 unique heavy weapons in my inventory is essential for this build, and I'm hoping to see some big damage stacks. I'm anticipating a little more progress over the next week, as this week has been slowed as I spent 2 days away hosting a conference. I've also created a spreadsheet to help with completing tasks that are nearby each other. I've grouped the tasks by region and then grouped them further by where in the region they are. I'm hoping this will result in less hopping around the map and will help me make more informed decisions on where I go next. So I'll let you know how that works for me next week. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think of my current build. We'll see you next time. Bye!